there is an error in your lens. Keep watching. Hi, my name is Urban Anjar and this is the free photo course Photography 101. And today we are going to talk about the errors in the lens and also how to read lens reviews. There are different sorts of errors or aberrations in all lenses. Some lenses are better, some are worse, but there are more or less errors. And one error you can read about and you can see maybe on your own lenses is vignetting. That's when the corner of the picture gets a little bit darker than the middle. Vignetting is rather easy to correct in post, and sometimes you want to add some vignetting to concentrate the viewer's eye to the important stuff in the pictures. So it's not all that bad. Some lenses have color fringing or chromatic aberration. That's when the lens cannot focus the reds and the blues in exactly the same point. And you often see it's where the contrast is high. On trees in winter, for example, you often can see colored edges. Many lenses has also some distortion. That's when the lines, if you're shooting something that is square or rectangular or a straight line, it will often bend like a barrel, but sometimes it also bends like a pillow. If it's simple barrel or pincushion distortion, it's pretty simple to correct in post, but some lenses have a nasty complex distortion that is more or less impossible to correct. Of course, we photographers are more or less obsessed with sharpness in the pictures. We often want at least something in the picture to be sharp, that our main subject is sharp. But some lenses aren't that sharp. Well, most lenses are sharp in the middle of the picture, but maybe not so sharp in the corners. And sometimes it's not that important. Sometimes you anyway put the main subject or subjects more or less in the middle, not in the extreme corners at least. And then that corner sharpness isn't that important for you. And in the few cases when you want to put your subject more or less in the corners or at least in the edges of the photo, sharpness may not be that important. But sometimes when you're reproducing a painting or a drawing or blueprint or something else, you want the whole picture to become sharp. Some lenses give something called flare. It's when the sun or another light source hits the front lens. You get an effect like this. Then we have diffraction, and that's not exactly an error in the lens. It's quantum mechanics. It's how photons behave when they go through a small opening. Don't go like this picture. They spread out in many different directions. So if you stop down your lens too much, diffraction begins to affect your picture. And one thing you can see with diffraction are sunstars. That could be a good thing in some pictures and a bad thing in other pictures. And sunstars are shaped in a different way in different lenses. A lens also has a sweet spot. The different aberrations often go away more or less when you stop the lens down. But when you stop the lens down very much, diffraction takes over and makes the quality worse. So there is a point in the middle where the lens does the best result, and that's called a sweet spot. So you can read about your lens, or even better, try just your sample of the lens and see where does the lens produce the best technical quality. There has also been much talk about bokeh. That's how the circles of confusion look from different lenses. And this is much a question of taste. So you may like the bokeh of a lens and I may hate the same bokeh. So it's not an objective fact like most of the other things. Some lenses has stabilization. You know, at least with a little bit longer shutter speeds, you will get camera shake, and the stabilization in the lens can help. It's more valuable on telephoto lenses because they are more difficult to hold still enough. Okay, now I think you are better equipped to read lens reviews or watch lens reviews on YouTube. So that's all for today. Don't forget to press like and press subscribe if you haven't done that. And see you in the next one. Bye.